Listen, I'm not gonna beat over the bush. This film was directed by Steven Spielberg. I'm just saying it. Guys, watch all of Spielberg's movies and then watch this movie. You're telling me Tobe Hooper, the guy who did the original Texas Chainsaw 1 and 2, directed this movie? I'm sorry. No, there's no way. I don't believe it whatsoever. Spielberg did this movie. Poltergeist. Released in the summer of 1982, 1 week after E.T., Poltergeist came out. This was known as the summer of Spielberg back then because he had E.T. and then he had Poltergeist a week after. So yes, like I said in the first 30 seconds of this video, this movie, if you watch it and you look up anything about it, directed by Tobe Hooper, who did the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and to his credit, he's a good director, do not get me wrong. He's made a horror classic. Obviously, that's really what he's really known for. And then you could say this movie, but let me just get this clear. So Spielberg, at the time, had a contract with Universal. He could only be making like one movie at a time. So at the time, he was making E.T. And the clause in his contract was basically like, you gotta make this movie, you can't do anything else. But Frank Marshall, Kathleen Kennedy, his really good buddies that he worked with in the 80s when he was making all these mega hits, he wanted to make this movie. And at the time, it was actually going to be like a kind of like a sequel to Close Encounters. Like there was an idea for that, but then it just turned to like a horror movie. And so Spielberg had the story made. He produced the movie. He executive produced it. He basically, his production company financed the whole production of the movie. Spielberg did everything possible for this movie to get made without actually making him the director. So then we get Tobe Hooper, which I guess at the time he was friends with because, you know, Spielberg at the time was up here, so he was like friends with everyone, like everyone. So I guess he got his good old friend Tobe Hooper to be like, hey, you want to be a director of my new movie that I really want to do, but I can't do, so just take credit, but I really am the one who's going to do it? Sure. So my theory is Spielberg did this movie, guys. I'm sorry. So besides all of that, that is why I'm reviewing this movie, because I believe he directed this movie, which came out in 1982 and stars Mr. Incredible himself, his wife, and children live in this house, and then all of a sudden, the TV goes at nighttime. Then little Carol Ann goes to the TV, touches it, and the famous line, "They're here," is now a cult classic line from this movie, and Poltergeist is happening in this house, and the girl gets taken away to the TV, and the family must get her back. This is one of the most underrated horror films ever made. First things first, the direction by Tobe Hooper was really good because, you know, it's Spielberg. The Spielberg just flair is there, the camera work, all of it, guys. But the directing is really good, especially the editing. I really like the editing in this movie a lot. And I love the practical effects. I love them so much. There's obviously some CGI scenes and special effects and everything, but for the most part, like 70% of this movie, 80% is practical effects, and I love it. It's more scary. Like the scene with the tree coming through the window, grabbing that little boy. Frightening. That's frightening. That is just, I hate how the freaking tree tries to eat him too. Like it is nerve-wracking, man. Like, I can't handle that stuff. I don't know. As a kid, that creeped me out. The tree creeped me out more than the clown. Yes, 1000%. And then you have this family dealing with the little girl being gone or whatever, and you do get to see, like, the family really, like, you get to see, like, they are depressed, they are lonely, they need their daughter back, and that's what makes the movie better. It makes the family feel like you want them to win, you want them to do it. It's good character motivation, and it makes the audience relate to the characters more. So yes, that's why the movie is so good, because it makes you feel for this little girl. And the girl who plays Carol Ann, she's adorable. She's all like, "Hi, Mommy. Hi, Daddy." Like, she's so cute, and you love her, and you want her to get home safely before these ghosts are attacking her. Which, by the way, the music in this movie, it's not John Williams, it's Jerry Goldsmith. Freaking awesome. Really good music in this movie. Like, I mean really freaking good. I really like the music in this movie. It's so creepy, especially towards the end of this movie when big things are happening. I love it. This movie it's the perfect example of a haunting, which they say there's a difference between haunting and poltergeist, which I actually didn't know. I totally didn't know that. but this haunting slash poltergeist happening in his house is a prime example for movies nowadays. Like, when you get a haunted house movie and there's like a poltergeist or something like that's happening, you go to this movie, man, because this movie has great family motivation, great acting by the mom and the dad. The little kid who plays the little boy, he's really good in the movie too. Obviously, Carol Ann's really good. She's cute. The older sister we barely see. When we do see her, she's basically screaming or crying the whole time. But then there's one character I gotta talk about. I know, the famous lady at the very end, the girl who's gonna come clean this house. We gotta get your daughter back, Miss Ma'am. We gotta get her back. And this house will be cleaned when I leave. And you can't let go of this rope. If you let go of this rope, we'll never see her again. Yell out her name. Yell out her name. Tell her she's gonna get a spanking. I'm sorry, like, I know this, like, she's so famous for this movie. Like, that character is so famous. It's so out of left field for this whole movie. The whole movie is disturbing, creepy, a few laughs there and there. The funny scene where the neighbor and the dad are basically hitting each other with the remotes, trying to change the channel. That scene's really funny. There's funny scenes in this movie. But that lady, man, she's a cartoon. She's cartoony. It takes me out of the movie. If I have any criticisms, it's that. She just, I'm sorry, my personal opinion, it takes me out of the movie. I laugh every time she talks, and it's so mean. I'm being a meanie head, but it's so true. I mean, you can't tell me that's not funny. Hello, I'm here to clean your house. The very end is my favorite. I love this ending. I love how the movie makes you think it is over. It's over. They cleaned the house. They are moving. They're moving that night. Well, guess what? The last 15 minutes, everything just goes to hell, and it is awesome. We got graves popping up, dead bodies flying everywhere. We get the famous line, one of my favorite lines of this entire movie. I call him Mr. Incredible. I forget his name. I'm sorry. But the dad in this movie goes up to the realtor who, the whole movie, we figure out that this house is above graves. They took the tombstones, but they left the bodies. And the famous line of him grabbing him was like, "You took the tombstones and left the bodies? You left the bodies? Why?" He goes insane, and it's like, it's the most intense part of the movie too. Like, the house is going out and everything, and he's grabbing him, and he's yelling. I love that. I love the intensity. I love how insane this movie. Love it. I love it. I love it. But yes, the famous ending with the house crumbles. The daughter screams. Everyone's screaming. The daughter screams, "What is happening?" And it's just, I love Poltergeist. That's just my final answer. I will give this movie an A. If you ask me, this is a cult classic. Hands down, Spielberg made a classic. Yes, Spielberg did. I love this movie. Go watch it if you've never seen it. And do not watch that god-awful remake. I remember seeing that like years ago, like 2015 or something like that. Ugh, bad memories, yeah. Alright, so my next review is gonna be an interesting one. I'm really scared to do it, but I'm gonna do it. My next review is gonna be The Twilight Zone, the movie. Yeah, if you've ever heard of this movie, then you know a certain topic that we're gonna have to talk about. I'm not excited for that at all. Anyway, guys, enjoy this review, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye, guys.